See if it actually went live. Okay.
Are we live?
I don't know.
Yep, we
The
are.
screen is like blank
Okay,
screen. Oh, there it is.
cool.
Okay, that was just on my phone. Okay, we should be
Zach,
good
since
to
you're
go then.
whoops, that's it. Zach, since you're the grand champion and you won this weekend, well, all of us were 9-7, but you won the big competition. So take it away, Zach.
Alright, cool. I would show off my medal, but nah, I don't really feel like it right now. We'll just start off with the first matchup, which is Colts Broncos. I'll hand this one off to Josh.
Okay, Colts and Broncos. I'm gonna have the Indianapolis Colts here. They have been pulling some dumb victories out of their butt at just random points. I think this is gonna be one of the dumb victories that they pull out. Jack.
I'll go Broncos here. These got to be the weirdest teams in the league. Both are inconsistent and beat some random teams and lose to some random teams. But I slightly lean the Broncos because I don't know what's happening with JT. He has an ankle sprain and he's questionable, so we'll see if he can get back on a short week. If JT plays, I feel good about the Colts, but I'm not sure. So I'll go with the Broncos. Maybe Russ will finally move the ball consistently. We'll see, though. I'll give the slight edge to the Broncos here. What about you, Zach?
I gotta go, yeah. I'm gonna go Colts here because seeing that JT injury is interesting, but JT hasn't really been that productive this season. The other thing is the Broncos are gonna be missing Javonte Williams, and that's a huge loss for them, so I'm gonna go Colts. Our next matchup, after I write this down. Gosh, you said Colts.
I did say Colts.
And Jack said Broncos. I'm just trying to get everything settled so then I don't miss a team. Oh, alright. Now it's going to be Jets Dolphins. Jack, take this one away because I think you're heading to this one.
Yep. This one's
Yeah.
close. I actually feel pretty good about the Jets' chances this week, and I never picked them, so maybe it's a mistake, but I'll pick the Jets this week. Since I'm going to this one at MetLife Stadium, the Jets had a good game against Kenny Pickett to get to 500. Tua's hurt, so there could be an opportunity. The main test is going to be probably Sauce versus Tyreek. Can Sauce continue the no touchdown streaks, and will the Jets defense hold off the Dolphins offense? And I feel good about Zach Wilson so far. Can he continue to move the ball against probably a better defense than the Dolphins compared to the freaking Steelers? So I'll pick the Jets just because I'm going, though, in a very competitive game. What about you, Zach?
I'm going to go Jets here. They've been looking really solid, especially after Zach Wilson just came back. He looked so much better in that game, what I've heard, and I have the Jets winning just because I don't really trust Teddy Bridgewater to get the job done. Jack, what did you say, Jets?
Yep.
Josh?
I gotta go with the Jets here. Let's get some ice cream for Johnny and let's have Jack see a win here. Even though I know it's an upset, Tua's out, so everything's starting to become perfect for this scenario. So give me the New York Jets, Jets.
All right. Our next matchup is the Buffalo Bills versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jack?
I have to go Bills here. Credit to the Bills. They came back from down 20-3. Kenny Pickett, I understand he's a rookie, so he's going to struggle, but he did not look so good against the Jets defense. He threw 3 picks, and he was pretty sloppy for the most part. And the Bills defense is better than the Jets defense, so I expect those rookie growing pains to continue here. I don't think Kenny Pickett's going to be able to realistically go into Buffalo and defeat one of the best teams in the league. Even with the injuries, they are getting healthier over time. So I'll take Buffalo at home in a pretty easy W. What about you, Josh?
Well, I gotta go with the Buffalo Bills too. If the Steelers couldn't handle with the Jets and Kenny Pickett threw 3 picks against them, what are their chances against a better Buffalo team? Probably one of the best teams in this league. Give me the Bills here. Zach?
Bills. It's easy. If you choose Steelers, I think that you're either just a really stupid Steelers fan or some other reason. Because the Steelers have a very interesting stat line. Without TJ Watt, they're 0-8. TJ Watt's not going to be back for a long time. It's going to be a bad year for the Steelers. They're probably not going to be 100 or over, so have fun with that. All right. Next game is the Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Josh?
I'm gonna have to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars here. I get that they haven't lost to the Jaguars since 2016, but the Jags are just on this new level, and Mills cannot seem to finish a game for the life of him. Everything else is working, but Mills and some of Pep Hamilton's play calls are just not working at all, and it's so sad to watch. So give me the Jags here. Zach?
Same here, Jags. The Jags, they haven't looked like they look like a better team without Urban Meyer, but that's a very low standard I'm going to give. Trevor Lawrence is looking a lot more polished. I'm not going to say it's all because of Doug Peterson. I just think that this team just had a lot more development. I'm still looking at Travis Etienne do more, and some other people do a little bit better. So, yeah. Jack?
I also have to go Jags here. Normally the Texans have the Jags number very consistently, but this Jags unit just feels better than the ones of the past so far, at least. They started out 2-1. I understand they lost to the Eagles, but Trevor Lawrence did fumble and lose the fumble 4 times. That's 4 turnovers created by Trevor Lawrence. I don't expect that to happen again, and he still kept it within 1 score with one of the best teams in the league, if not the best team in the league, in the Eagles. So I'll take the Jags here. I feel really good about them this year, and I think they're going to get to a winning record here.
All right, our next matchup is the LA Chargers versus the Cleveland Browns. I'll hand this one off to Jack.
All right, this one should be interesting, but I need to pick 2 upsets again this week, so this will be upset number 1 in the Browns. This one seems like it's going to be really hard to do because the Chargers looked really good against the Texans, and they are getting healthier, but the Chargers did struggle against the run game. I think Dameon Pierce had over 100 yards. He did really good this game, and I just expect the Browns to try to run the ball a lot, see if they can take advantage of that. And while it's unlikely for the Browns to win, I'll pick them as one of my upsets of the week. Give me the Browns. What about you, Zach?
I gotta go Chargers here. I like the Chargers team, and I feel like their run defense is getting better. Staley still needs to work on that, but having contributors like Khalil Mack doing really well, especially against the Texans. I know it's a low standard against the Texans, but I still think that that's a very solid game for the Chargers to look at. So I'm going to go Chargers here. What about you, Josh?
Well, I'm going to go with the Chargers here, too, because I think that they are, well, just better than the Browns, and especially the Browns' performance against Atlanta this week, I think really just cements why I'm going to choose the Chargers here.
You chose the Browns, right?
Yep.
No, I chose the Chargers.
Jack.
Oh.
Yeah, I picked the Browns.
Cool. Just making sure. Our next matchup is Ravens versus Bengals. I'm going to hand this one off to Josh.
Okay, Ravens versus Bengals. I got to go with the Ravens here. I trust Lamar, and I think that they're going to get the better of the Bengals here. Jack, what are your thoughts?
I think I'll also go Ravens here. Both these teams are 2-2. The Ravens could easily be 4-4 4-0 if they knew how to hold on to a lead. I think that they're healthier than they have been last year when the Bengals destroyed them. And while the Bengals have looked good, I think the Ravens are just going to be better in this game. Lamar is going to continue to cook, and this time he's actually going to secure a lead and get a victory here. What about you, Zach?
Go Bengals here. I like Joe Burrow. I like Lamar hasn't been really that good, but T. Higgins has been pretty solid lately. I think I don't trust this Bengals core more. I just think that I don't know how to say this. Their offense I feel like does a lot more than the Ravens offense, and it's gonna be a scoring match, and I think everyone knows it. I'm gonna have to go Bengals here. All right, our next matchup is the Detroit Lions versus the New England Patriots. I'm going to hand this one off to Jack.
This one is actually going to be close. It's kind of going to depend, but right now, I guess I'll give the slight edge to the Lions. This could easily be a win for the Patriots. The Lions' run defense is absolutely terrible. Rashad Penny ate them for breakfast averaging like 8 yards per carry or something ridiculous. And the Patriots do have good running backs, but I'm just not 100% sure about anything else in that Patriots unit. If the Lions can get Amon-Ra back, I think it would be a huge factor here. Jamal Williams can hold down the fort for DeAndre Swift until he's healthy, and Hawkinson looks really good so far. So I'll give the slight edge to the Lions, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots just ran the ball down their throat and get the win. But ultimately, I think the Lions will come on top thanks to their offensive firepower in this one. What about you, Zach?
I'm gonna go Lions here also. I really like this Lions core, and even without Amon-Ra, I feel like they still have a really solid chance against this Patriots team. The Patriots have just been really bad lately, and they've just been going on a downward spiral, especially not having Mac Jones. I know Bailey Zappi and Hoyer, they did pretty well last game, but I don't think that they're going to have another game like that, especially against this very good secondary that the Lions have with Jeff Okudah and Awarie. They're not going to get past them, especially with their bum wide receivers. It's not going to be a good day for them. I'm going to go Lions. Josh?
I'm going to have to go with the Patriots here because the Lions, they just haven't been able to stop the rush. And I think Ramondre Stevenson and Davian Harris are really just going to lay it on them here. And I don't think that the Lions will be able to keep up. So give me the Patriots here.
All right, let me just put the commas in, and we'll be to the next matchup. Our next matchup is the Commandos versus the Titans, I believe. Yep. Versus Commanders. And I'm going to hand this one off to Josh.
I'm going to have to go with the Tennessee Titans here. I think that they are going to beat the Commanders. It won't be a fun game, and it won't be pretty, but they are going to beat the Commanders somehow, some way. Zach?
I'm going to have to go to the Titans here. It's not going to be a good game, but if Chase Young was there, this might be a different situation. But just hand the ball off to Derrick Henry, and they should be fine to win. Jack?
I'll also go Titans here. I just can't trust the Commanders at this point. I'm not sure if Jahan Dotson's going to play. They've looked very bad. And while the Titans' defense are not necessarily very good, they're probably average to middle in the pack, somewhere in there. I still think it'll be enough to make the Commanders struggle. Derrick Henry should be able to do his thing, and Tannehill, well, they don't have Traylon Burks. They still have Austin Hooper and Robert Woods. For the time being, I think the Titans should be able to get this win. They seem to be on an upwards trajectory so far since their 0-2 start. Give me the Titans.
All right. Our next matchup is the New York Giants versus the Green Bay Packers. Jack.
I have to go with the Packers here. Well, it definitely wasn't pretty how they beat Bailey Zappi and the Patriots, took an overtime win. The Giants' situation is very strange. They are 3-1, but Daniel Jones got injured, Tyrod Taylor got injured. I don't know what the heck's going to happen. Hopefully one of those guys can go, but if they can't, they're going to be traveling all the way to London for a whole different time zone, 5 hours early, all that stuff already on their plate, and they're not going to have a quarterback. It's going to be Davis Webb and Saquon Barkley potentially, which just doesn't sound good with the Packers defense starting to heat up. While I don't expect the Packers offense to be perfect, they should be able to do enough to beat a third-string QB and then a running back starting at quarterback. So I'll take the Packers here. What about you, Josh?
I'm going to have to go with the Packers, especially with jet lag and them not having a quarterback anymore. I really think that it's going to be Packers all day. Zach, can you say your take?
No, and I'm going to also say Packers. The Packers team is just so much better, and it's probably the safest answer this week, saying Packers. So, yeah, Packers. All right. The next matchup is the Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to hand this one off to Josh.
I got to go with the Vikings here. As much as I think that the Bears have had some nice wins here and there, I don't think that this will last. So, give me the Vikings here. Zach?
Vikings. This is a really not easy pick because I feel like Fields is really underrated right now and how well he's carrying the Bears. So I'm gonna give it to the Vikings, but this is gonna be a good game because of Justin Fields. What about you, Jack?
I have to go with the Vikings here. Bears struggled against a run last week against Saquon Barkley. He rushed for 141 yards. I think Dalvin Cook and Alexander Madison could have a similar effect. But I do expect the Bears, with the run game between Justin Fields running the ball, Khalil Herbert, and David Montgomery to stay in this game. I don't expect them to be able to overcome the Vikings, so I'll take the Vikings here in a competitive game.
Our next matchup is the Seattle Seahawks versus the New Orleans Saints. And I'm going to go, and I'm going to give me the Seattle Seahawks. They've been looking really solid against some random teams. I feel like Rashad Penny and Geno Smith, they're doing their jobs well. Even DK Metcalf is doing an amazing job. Give me them because the Saints have just not been looking good either. And I don't know how to even put that. It's just the Saints haven't looked good. Seahawks are on the rise right now. What about you, Jack?
I think this one's close. I'll give the slight edge to the Saints because I'll bet on them getting healthier with potentially getting Kamara, Michael Thomas back. That'll definitely help. Jarvis Landry, and maybe Jameis. I don't know if that would necessarily help. He struggled, but I think he could be a better option than Andy Dalton at least. So if the Saints can get a little healthier, I think that they're not going to let Rashad Penny rush for 200 yards on them like the Lions did. Seahawks should stay competitive because Geno has been very good so far up to this point. But I'll give the slight edge to the Saints here, and I'll bet on them getting it back on track here. What about you, Josh?
I'm going to have to go with the Seahawks here. I think that the Saints right now just lost after that London game, and I think I'm going to have to see something from them before I pick them in another matchup.
All right, our next matchup is the Atlanta Falcons versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to hand this one off to Jack.
I'll go Tampa Bay Buccaneers here. I'll give credit to the Falcons where credit's due. They've looked better than I expected for a team with a bottom 5 roster. They've been competitive at the very least, and they've secured 2 wins already. They're at 500 right now. But I don't think that's going to be enough to beat the Bucs. Yeah, they lost to the Chiefs, but that's the Chiefs. They're on an elite level right now that the Falcons are not going to be with Marcus Mariota. I expect Marcus Mariota to struggle against this Bucs defense, who's hoping to get back on track after a rough Sunday Night Football against Mahomes. And I expect Brady to probably be able to run the ball again because I don't think they ran the ball at all last game. I expect them to be much more comfortable. I think Tom Brady will be able to handle the Falcons here, and the Bucs shall get the W. What about you, Zach?
Also, this Bucs game is should be a tune-up game, especially after the loss against the Chiefs. This should be a tune-up game, and just to see if everything is still working, if Brady's doing okay. It should be an easy matchup, and I think the Bucs will win. But don't doubt the Falcons if they get the win here. Yeah. All right. How about you, Josh?
I'm going to have to go with the Bucs here too because, well, this is what should be a tune-up game. Hopefully the Bucs don't make it an actually close game, but it could happen, especially on any given Sunday. So, give me the Bucs here.
Matchup is the San Francisco 49ers versus the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to go first. Give me the Niners. They looked amazing against the Rams. I believe that they're the best team in the NFC West right now, and they're just going to keep that going. So, give me the Niners. What about you, Jack?
I'll also go Niners here. While the Niners always beat the Rams, I expect this upward trend to continue. The Panthers have not looked very good up to this point. I don't trust them pretty much at all. Baker Mayfield doesn't seem to be very good this year. CMC, while he's doing his thing, he's getting some decent numbers. I don't think it's going to be enough to beat this Niners defense. I think the defensive line is going to give the Panthers O-line some fits, and I expect the Niners to win this game relatively easily. What are your thoughts, Josh?
I got to go with the Niners here. After the absolute beating that they laid on the Rams, I think that this should be one of their easy win games.
All right, our next matchup is the LA Rams versus the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys versus the LA Rams. I'm actually going to go Cowboys here. I like the Cowboys team. I think that Micah Parsons is really going to screw up Stafford. And hopefully Trayvon Diggs can cover Cooper Kupp. It's pretty simple to cover. Not simple, I'm not going to say that. But Cooper Kupp is not the hardest receiver to cover in the league. So I'm going to say that Dallas will get the victory, especially because of how good Cooper Rush has been. This is a really prove-it game for Cooper Rush if he should be starting, because the been rumors about him starting for the rest of the season. And if he can beat the Rams, the Super Bowl champs from last season, yeah, that he's gonna be the starter then, probably. What about you, Josh?
I'm gonna have to go with the Dallas Cowboys here. I think in Rush We Trust is going to keep going for this week, and I think he's going to do just enough with the defense handling the rest and beat the Rams. Jack?
I'll go Rams here. I'll give them one more chance to prove themselves. It's been messy for them, and I absolutely expect the Cowboys defense to make them struggle. Their offensive line is not very good, and Micah Parsons is going to go to town. But still, I trust the Rams defense as well. I think they'll also make Cooper Rush struggle, so I'll give the Rams the win. Slight edge at home in a defensive matchup. We'll see, though. The Rams could be in big trouble if they fall to 2-3.
All right, our next matchup is the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Arizona Cardinals. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles here. Watching the Cardinals games, it's just first quarter doesn't go well. The second quarter doesn't go well, and then we go to halftime, and then the Cardinals finally show up. It's not going to work against this Eagles team. This Eagles team scores very fast and very efficient, and I've seen it from the past weeks we've seen them, and I'm very concerned because last year the Cardinals played them. It was a very close game. Jalen Hurts with even more time, with a year of experience. Yeah, this Eagles team's going to not destroy the Cardinals, but they're going to beat them a lot in the first half, and then Kyler's going to come in and just drop a 20 bomb somehow. So, in fantasy. So, yeah. What about you, Jack?
I also have to go Eagles here. While the Cards have some good second half comebacks on display, I don't think the Eagles are going to let them crawl back into the game if they get off to a slow start. So that'll be their best shot at beating them if they can get scoring fast. I don't think that'll happen. The Eagles look elite on both sides of the ball, and I think they'll continue that here and get to 5-0. What are your thoughts, Josh?
I really think that Cliff Kingsbury should be fired, but unfortunately he won't be. So I gotta go with the Eagles here. Nick Sirianni and his team have just looked elite these past couple of weeks, and I don't see a way that the Cardinals are winning this game. They get started too slow, and the Eagles are already going to be up by too many points for the Cardinals to even come back.
All right. And our last matchup is the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Josh, go ahead.
I'm going to have to go with the Chiefs here. The Raiders are one of the biggest frauds that we have seen. The entire NFC West division, besides the Chargers and the Chiefs, they're literal frauds. And I don't understand what the heck is happening. But I got to go with the Chiefs because they look a lot better than the rest of their division right now. Jack?
I think I'll also go Chiefs here. Credit to the Raiders. They were able to defeat the Broncos, who are having their own problems. But I don't think the Chiefs are going to let that happen. I expect a shootout, but I don't expect the Raiders' defense to be able to hold off the Chiefs as well as the Chiefs' defense could hold off the Raiders. The Chiefs' defense should do just enough for the Chiefs to get the win, and I expect both offenses to go off. But the Chiefs just feel better right now. I'm giving them the win. What are your thoughts, Zach?
Go Chiefs here also. Yeah. This matchup, I feel like it's going to be closer than people are thinking. Because the Raiders are still a very competitive team. It's just they've been very unlucky. And coaching hasn't been good. It's not been the best experience for them. So, honestly, I think the Chiefs are going to get the win, but it's going to be a very close matchup. All right. Well, that does it for our stream today. If you like our channel, you should subscribe and turn post notifications on so you can see us every Wednesday and see our YouTube shorts whenever they come out. They usually come out around Saturday, Sunday-ish. And also with like high school football, you guys can see that too. So yeah. Yeah, hit the like button if you didn't like it. Hit the dislike button. Put in the comments below if you have any hot takes. And Jack, hit the plugs.
As always, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Frontline FB. It's right there. Remember, Wednesdays are going to be predictions live streams. This was just a Tuesday because I have to go out of town tomorrow. Wednesdays will be the predictions live streams, and then Fridays will be the Friday Night Chronicles that normally come out early Saturday or late Friday, depending on what happens. So stay tuned for that if you're into high school football. Come back here next week for more predictions, and we'll see you guys then.